All right, John Samuel Shenker, the Auburn tight end, with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. It is the next round presented by Bud Light, who reminds you, before you ever take that first drink, have a plan. Decide to ride with Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch. John Samuel Shenker, welcome in. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Historically, that Auburn-LSU game has been one of the most physical games on your schedule. Is that one that maybe Sunday morning you're a little more sore than a normal game?
Yeah, I think LSU, Georgia, Bama. Those are all very physical games each year. That's what you expect when you go in. But yeah, I would say I was up to par with what you expect when you play in the Auburn LSU game, just physically wise. I was pretty sore yesterday after the game.
Tough loss, obviously up 17-0, and we brought this up earlier, and you've probably heard it. You guys have 6 second-half points over your last 3 games. What's going on with the offense in the second half?
It's just learning how to play a complete football game and just being consistent for 4 quarters. Early on in games we're really good, and then it just tapers off. We don't think there's one thing to contribute that to, but it's just learning how to play a complete football game that's clean, executing the plays, because we do that well in the first half. So that's something we got to work on this week, is just learn how to complete drives in the second half and just continue executing like we do in the first half.
I know it doesn't surprise you because you see him in practice, but for a lot of fans going into the locker room, 247 passing yards for Robbie Ashford there on his birthday. Is there some positive you take from his growth every game as a passer? It seemed like he did take a big step forward as a throwing quarterback this week.
Yeah, he definitely did, and that was the plan. We knew we needed to throw the ball this week because last week they really loaded the box on us. So we knew that would be a huge key to our success on Saturday. And yeah, testament to Robbie. He did a great job being able to do that, not making us one-dimensional now. And so that creates a lot of growth in the offense. So we're excited about what that could possibly open up in the future.
Auburn's John Samuel Shenker is with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. It is the next round presented by Bud Light, who reminds you, decide to ride. Always have that plan before you take your first drink. Decide to ride. Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light remind you. You're a team captain, so I'm curious, when you see a team that maybe has a struggle like those second half, performances, how do you know when to step in and what to do? What do you do as a team captain there just to not create panic but provide some leadership as well?
Yeah, well, sometimes things get blown out of proportion. And, if you look at everything on social media all the time, guys can get consumed with that and think that, everyone has all the right answers. But what really matters is what's in that locker room, what we choose to do each and every day in practice. And guys need to understand. And I think guys do understand that. But like going into this week, just flushing what we had, just learning from mistakes and not allowing that to be us twice. Is a huge key. Just going out each day and making sure that we're not repeating things and we're getting better and growing each day.
Georgia's won 5 straight in this series. When you look at Georgia on film, I know the last couple of games they struggled against Kent State and this past weekend against Missouri, but how good is that defense?
Yeah, they're talented, they're athletic. Exactly what you expect with Georgia. Last year they had an unbelievable defense. I think they have a really good one this year as well. So it's going to be a very big test, especially going there. But that's why you come here, to play in this game, in this rivalry. So everyone's excited. We'll start practice tomorrow and get ready for them.
I saw some local interviews with you and other players after the games where you're asked about Brian Harsin's future, and it's almost a weekly thing now. Have you been able to notice any difference in Coach Harsin's demeanor around practice, around the building, or the coaching staff? Is that starting to wear on the coaches a little bit, that question that seems to be hanging out there?
No, I don't think they let it get to him. I think he's actually done a really good job just focusing on the team and what we can do to win football games, which is truly what matters for this program, this university. So we've done a great job. I think he's done a great job just keeping us motivated through some tough times. But, we're still early in the season, still a lot of games in front of us. So, but I think he's done a great job as the leader of this team.
Does the John Samuel Shenker is with us, the Auburn tight end, on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. It is the next round presented by Bud Light Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light remind you, decide to ride. Before you ever take that first drink, have a plan in mind. Decide to ride. Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light. You're a Georgia guy. Does this game, and this, historically this has been the case, there are a lot of people where, hey, that Auburn Georgia game for me as a player means more than the Iron Bowl. Is that the case for you?
Yeah, I honestly believe so. Just being from Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the Iron Bowl is a massive game, but just being from here, a lot of my buddies, go to Georgia. So a lot of bragging rights every year when we play them. And just, yeah, that rivalry's a big one for a lot of guys on the team. Just being so close to Georgia and just, how growing up and seeing that. So, yeah, it's a big one for me.
It's got to be exciting such a weird schedule for you guys, opening with 5 straight games at Jordan-Hare. Now you're on the road. That's got to be exciting to finally get out, right?
Yeah, it is exciting. We're ready. I think we're excited to go away and have that challenge in a different environment. So we'll be away for a few games, and then we'll be back at the end of October, I think, in Jordan-Hare. So, yeah, it's exciting to go away. That's always a new challenge. It's just you versus everyone else. So, we're excited about that.
I'm interested when you get home from whatever you do after a game, or the next day when you flip on tape for the first time, you start looking at Georgia, Missouri. Were you a little surprised that Georgia had to battle and only trailed for 56 minutes of that game at Columbia, with you guys just recently beating Missouri? Were you surprised at the outcome of that game?
I thought it wouldn't be that close, but I'll be honest, I thought Missouri's defensive line was pretty good. I really did. I thought they were pretty elite for even the SEC. Just really big guys. They were physical. So I thought the offense would have been more successful for Georgia just based on what they've done in the past. But I was really not surprised to see it close for at least a little while throughout that game.
All right, you are an outdoorsman. Have you seen the video of the 2 dudes in the fishing tournament in Ohio that got busted for having weights in their fish? Have you seen that?
Oh, no, I have not.
Oh, I got to text you this video.
Oh, that's just cheating.
No, it's 100% cheating, but
that's low rent.
Yeah. I mean,
no, that's pretty bad there. I don't know why you'd even attempt that.
Oh, but you got to see this video. So like everybody's got their phones out. So it's like the weigh-in, right? And, I mean, this is a big-time tournament. They got the shirts on with their names on the back, and they got these fish, and they're just reaching in, dropping these weights that they had put in these fish. And John Samuel Shenker, I mean, the dudes around them are going crazy. People are like, call the police. They need to go to jail. I mean, they are going nuts in this.
That's pretty bad. They probably got disqualified, huh?
Yeah.
Banned for life, right?
Lucky they get their tail whipped on the way to the car. I mean, I'll send you the video, man. It's a wild video, but I didn't know.
Were they at least good-sized fish, or were they really small fish?
No, I mean,
like, how in the heck is that 8 pounds?
Yeah, I mean, they were normal-sized fish, yeah, but that's a bold move putting weights in them. But, I mean, they're just dropping one after another. I thought you may have seen it as an outdoorsman.
No, that is wild. I've not heard that story yet.
Yeah. All right, well, good luck against Georgia. Always fun talking with you. We appreciate the time. Have a great week. We'll see you next Monday.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. That is John Samuel Shenker, the Auburn tight end, with us each week on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline, presented by Bud Light. Listen, Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light remind you, decide to ride. Before you ever take that first drink, make sure your plan is in place. Decide to ride from Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light.